In exercise 1-16, we're going to use the accounting equation to solve the problems in A and B. So just a reminder, the accounting equation is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. So since we're dealing with a sole proprietorship, we're using owner's equity. So let's take a look at this first example. It says at August 1st, 2020, we don't know what our assets are, but we know our liabilities are $10,000. And if we just scroll over here, we also don't know what our owner's equity is. So they have to give us enough information to at least find one of the unknowns, and then we can just work backwards. So it says here that assets decreased by $15,000 during August, and assets at August 31st were August 31st, 2020 or $25,000. So I know that at the end of August, my assets were $25,000. So if they decreased, then what had to have happened is, if we just work backwards, I'd have to have started out with $40,000 in assets. So if you take 40 minus 15, that equals the $25,000 that you have in assets for August 31st. And now that I have that number, I can now work backwards. So I know that my assets equals my liabilities, which are 10, and then I'd have to add an extra 30,000 here in order for it to balance out. So on the left side of the equation, it's 40, and then on the right side of the equation, it's 40. And if we go to B, they tell us that the assets are $25,000. And again, I don't know what my liabilities or my owner's equity is, so I just have to read the information they give me. So it said liabilities increased by $9,000 during August. So if I started off with $10,000 and they increased by $9,000, then that means my liabilities are now $19,000 at the end of August. And because I know that assets equals liabilities and owner's equity, I need the left side of $25,000 to balance to the right side. So right now I only have $19,000 there. So I have to add another $6,000 in order to make both sides equal $25,000. And now we can just put that information into our boxes. So I have $40,000 in assets, and I have $30,000 in equity. I have $19,000 in liabilities and $6,000 in equity. So if we were looking at a balance sheet, we could just grab these numbers right off of it. We can look at the total assets line, we can look at the total liabilities line, and then we can look at the total owner's equity line. And then the assets will always equal liabilities plus owner's equity.